Welcome to News Insight. Hello, guys.
Welcome back. Good to see you back.
No, Aisha is the person.
But you're looking different.
Yeah, a renewed hope.
Really?
We don't want that kind of
that kind of renewal.
We don't want that kind of
We don't want it.
We don't want it.
No.
So in 2027, you want to make a change or what?
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
You know, there is this kind of assumption
Yes.
that is always around any public office holder, particularly elective offices,
Yes.
that the person want to seek for re-election.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people are already talking that with the policies as what you have on board now, it's unlikely to be on the side of the
Number one, it's not an assumption that public officers in Nigeria, want to seek for re-election. It's not an assumption.
And it's also
a fact.
It's not also an assumption that Tinubu want to seek re-election. Yesterday, I happened to be in a Transcorp meeting. I saw over 10 buses branded grassroots movement for Tinubu for 2027.
Yeah, but it's possible Tinubu is not even aware of this.
Have you ever seen
in Transcorp hit in Abuja?
Yes, it's possible he didn't send them. You know, we have a lot of psycho
No, that's
fans
what I'm
who have
telling you. No,
supporters
that's what
and
I'm
all those.
telling you. That have you ever seen it being an assumption?
Even the world over, is there anybody who is
you
not
use
don't want to fix
the
it?
thesis is that people say people that are campaigning for him. Have you ever heard that they did not campaign later and go for election?
And change their mind. They never change their mind.
Did they ever change their
They'll
mind?
tell them, I'm still praying.
Yes.
Exactly.
Maybe Asiwaju is still praying.
And the God will always
Hopefully.
answer that prayer in the affirmative.
So let's make it a little bit more serious. SDP National Chair, the person of SGM, Alhaji Shehu Gabam Musa, normally called SGM, he has categorically made it clear that with the policies Asiwaju is pushing forward now, one, the subsidy removal was done almost in a tragic manner, so sudden that it affected everybody, both the high and mighty, the low and the mighty. The other one is that is just happening now is increment of telecom tariff. All these things are
Not
affecting the same people that their earning capacity has not increased by any means. Is it likely that Asiwaju will have a way of switching these policies in the next 2 years?
Well, you see, what the chairman of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, said is not far-fetched. It's the truth as it is claimed at us. You see, the policy every day, like I was coming to work this morning with my friend in the same car, we were wondering when we had on the radio that the electric tariff the federal government has announced that they are increasing the electric tariff.
Yes.
We have not finished talking about telecom.
Yes.
It's gone to electricity. So he was
why we are struggling with the subsidy removal.
So he said that does these people even have the feeling of the masses? Do they know what people are going through?
They obviously don't know.
They don't know because they just want to tax us and get fatter. So yes, Nigeria can be easily manipulated. Nigerians are gullible. You can easily throw the crumb at them and then they will fall for it and you will be re-elected. But again, this kind of policy Nigeria had not witnessed it before. And it's not ending here because the moment we finished with fuel subsidy removal, before we knew it, it floated naira. So and so and so on. Now you have increased electricity tariff before. You said band A and band B that with that like to be stable. We haven't finished talking about that. You went to telecom. We are still talking about telecom. You are going to electricity. What next? We don't know. Is it that they kept telling us that look, these are long-term policy that we better will everybody die before the long term? I don't understand.
Okay, Kingsley. Politicians always cash in on people's memory.
Yes.
We forget a lot.
Yes.
If just 6 months to election, there happens to be a little tweak, maybe he decides to spend some of our foreign reserves on holding naira, which is just what almost all past governments have been doing, and decides to do 1 or 2 things that will create some stability, do you think people will just forget and think or believe that the so-called long-term results they are touting has come to pass?
Number one, if you ask me if people will just forget,
Yes.
I say yes. Because we are Nigerian. Let's be realistic and be factual.
Yes.
The kind of people that we are.
Yes.
Amechi said it. He said we forget too easily. He said, and there's nobody that will give you power. So if you say, will Nigerians just forget if there is some tweaking there, here and there, some people benefit? Yes. But how long are we going to go on like this? I asked him today, I said, where is Labour? He said, when Oshomole left Labour, he killed Labour and moved up to the elite space. I said, where are the CSOs? As at this time, during Oshomole's period, during the first term of Obasanjo, they were on the streets every day. I remember Oshomole was traveling out of the country one time. They had to go and hunt him down at the airport because of his activism. Where are Peter Patasi, NUPEN chairman at the time, NUPEN president at the time? The same way, are all the labor unions dead in Nigeria? All the CSOs, are they dead? No, why is it that nobody is talking? They moved fuel from 150 or 165 to 600 and something. Nobody came out.
1,000.
Now it's 1,000. And do you know the funny thing? Today, Dangote will say they slash price from 1,000 naira.
They remove 10 naira.
Are they playing with our intelligence?
They remove 5 naira. They say slash price.
What are they talking about?
Why are they insulting our sensibilities?
So who is coming out to talk? Apart from Showore right now, who else is coming out to talk? How long are we going to? So is it when election now gets close that you think people are going to? No, we've internalized the suffering. I think it's okay with us.
Okay, now people like you said that by assumption, Asiwaju is likely to run. God giving all of us grace and life. Okay, there is this statement that Tariff made the other day that even APC has no organization called APC anymore. That's all about Asiwaju. Their neck meetings, nothing. Local levels, no meeting. Everything, no meeting. Once there's election, they galvanize. Pim, grab it, go. Do you think that will stand in general election?
You know,
because they don't have structures now. They think they do. They have money, but the party structures are not really functional. Alufai is still a member of APC. He said nobody has called for any kind of meeting since. Do you think this will serve as Asiwaju right?
I said it just now that look, with the policy and the operation of the Asiwaju administration, if it continues this way, I think the chairman of SDP will be a prophet by 2027. Because when even in your own party, there are no structure, no organization, no eternal democracy, everything starts with you and ends with you. You think you have captured the nation, you have put everybody in your pocket. People might be dissatisfied, but because of what they want to eat, they'll be playing along. But when that day comes, when they know today, if my say go this way, I might have a better life. That day, they may turn their mind and say, let me even speak the truth for once. Like Dino Melaye once said that if you say the truth, you will die. If you keep quiet, you will die. So that day, it's a day they call a day of reckoning, and that is 2027. I think the man, I think he's hearing and seeing what is happening. If not, if he continue in this manner, I strongly align myself with the SDP national chairman that he may just hit the rock.
But these policies, it's like Asiwaju is actually working against himself, in quotes.
Yes.
Okay. And do you think Asiwaju is aware that these policies are not really syncing with the people? You know, like he said, there is a short-term solution to any problem.
Yes.
There is also a long-term solution for every problem. You can't galvanize all of them into long-term solution. People will die before the roads are all paved with gold. Yes. Do you think Asiwaju is aware? Because, you know, like you have always cited, he's an old man, you know, his agility is limited these days. It's natural.
Yes.
But do you think he's aware? Nobody will naturally work against himself.
No, not completely. You see, we must test what you call the mental state of every leader. And let me tell you something, and I've always said it here. You must look at the character of a man. And I call it the idiosyncrasies of who that man is. This is not Lagos. 26 years have gone by when Asiwaju ruled Lagos. Is in the past, it's not in the now. If we want to know his agility, and his monitoring of project policies of how they work, we should see Asiwaju on the TV, on the street, on a daily basis. Do we see that? No. So personally, I don't think he is fully aware of everything that is going down. You know, you can surround yourself with a lie so much that you don't know.
And himself has been detached from the people for... Okay, when was the last time Asiwaju drove himself or somebody drove him to a filling station and he bought fuel with his own personally earned money, not paid by government?
No, streets of Abuja.
When was the last time? So he's cut off from people very long time.
And everybody that stays with him, they have.
So you think people can continue to wait till the long-term solution? What would you kind of advise him at this time if really he wants to turn SGM to a fake prophet?
What if he wants to turn the AGM to a fake prophet? What he needs to do is to rejig his cabinet. You know, he should.
Is it cabinet or policies? Because if the
cabinet
brings
one,
new people and they are still operating the same thing.
Cabinet one, I'm not finished.
Okay.
He need to rejig his cabinet. That people, he will bring in people who will be able to tell him the truth and what is happening in the street of Nigeria. And they also need to reconsider his policy, whether the long term is suitable at this time, or we need to apply a middle term or a short term policy, and while you pursue the long term.
Okay, you see, let me remind you, remember we one time interviewed a special assistant to the president, I think on public affairs also.
Yes, on media.
Oh, yes, on media. Oh, you're right here.
Yeah.
You realize that Asiwaju wasn't here that day.
Yes.
He believed, because we're talking about buying all these vehicles for government officials.
Yes.
He believed that all these things were operating costs that must happen. And I asked him about optimization. Most of these people that said going to tell him the truth, to them, they are saying the truth. On their own, they still believe that spending this money, budgeting 9.4 billion for feeding and doing all that and traveling in Aso Rock is right. It wasn't even, it's not budgeted, it wasn't Asiwaju that placed it there.
No.
So most people around him, how can Asiwaju go beyond his political bracket and launch into the people who are feeling this pain so that they can help him for 2027?
Okay,
so be closer to the people.
let me remind you something.
Yes.
Number one, they've won election in Kogi,
Yes.
Edo, Ondo.
Those are off cycle.
Hold on, Imo.
They are off,
Am I correct?
They are off cycle.
So the report to come to him is that we are winning.
Yes. And that people are with us.
And that people are with us. And as we speak, there are rumors around that a lot of governors are going to come into APC.
Yes.
That also is like we are winning.
Yes, of course.
Am I correct?
Yes.
So who else will now come to him and tell him that we are not
You don't
winning?
have access.
So that's why it is difficult for him to believe something else, because it looks right now
All
as
the
if
reports around him
they
are
are
in one
winning.
direction.
Do you understand? So I don't think he will listen to any voice of dissent. Any voice of dissent right now looks like an opposition. All they want to do is to grab power.
So,
and you know, there was a gathering the other day where both APC members, PDP members, and Labour Party members gathered and said, we are going in the wrong direction. He just feels that the cloud they are gathering is for nothing.
Philip, under 90 seconds, how can Asiwaju launch himself out of all those surrounding him and launch into the people and feel the temperature of the street? The street is not settled. We have to be sincere. The cost of things are soaring, and the people's earning capacity, even unemployment is even hitting everybody. What method can he use? Owing to his age, agility at this time, which is natural for his age, what method could he use?
You'll be shocked with the answer I will give to you. I want to say that there's no way Asiwaju at this time will reach out to the masses, because he's not prepared to reach out to the masses. Like he rightly said, all the report reaching him is that everything is going all well. So what else does he need?
Wow.
So I don't see him descending down.
We are going to be picking it there.
Yes.
Time is against us. For Asiwaju to actually reach out to the people, first of all, he needs to be prepared to do so.
To do so.
And as it is, he's not
They
prepared.
need to climb down from their high horse and feel the pain
He's
and
not prepared.
angst.
Time is against us. Maybe when we come back, we'll continue this discussion. It's still at News Insight. We'll be right back.